Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I am the Lemonade Legend, and we are back with episode, what, 6 now? I believe it's 6 of our playthrough of Palworld. Um, Nothing beats a sunset, or a sunrise, excuse me. Look at that. It's just so, I don't know, just majestic. Like, look at that beast. Just majestic. All right, anyways, thank you for joining me. Thanks for coming back, especially after comments like that. Somehow you guys still keep coming back. And it is much appreciated. Let's dive back in. I don't know if you guys remember where we kind of left off with the last episode. Our goal is, stop. Our goal is to get this beast in the air with me riding on its back. That is our goal. In order to do that, we have to get to level 21, which we, as you can see here, are level 20. So I've never been good at math, but that means we need a whole one extra level here to get this Van Worm saddle. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be kind of knocking out two birds with one stone here. So obviously we need experience in order to get to that level. In order to get experience, we need to do things, or we need projects. So what you can see here is my deer just smashing his head and antlers up against these trees. I'm trying to clear out some space. Once I get that space cleared out, what we're going to do is we're going to put the logging site down. We're going to build a stone pit, and then we're actually also going to build a crusher while we're at it. The reason I say that is because if we come over here and we pop into this fancy PAL box, you can see here we need a logging site, we need a stone pit, and we need a crusher. And that will allow us to level up to the next level of PAL box. So the base will actually level up and I can have more PALs. One more PAL in there. I don't know what the next tier is, so I don't know. That next step may or may not be completed already. So we will see how that goes. But for now, that'll get us an extra PAL. I am actually going to, I keep forgetting we have these eggs, so I am actually going to go hatch those as well. I do know this, and this, these 3 dragon eggs, those are Relaxosaurus eggs from that nest that we just pretty much raided while they were asleep. But hey, it's effective. So we got those coming, and we'll be good with that. I'm going to pop down right about here. Pop that down. Let them kind of focus on that while this guy finishes up here. Then we'll put our tree here, our tree mining site, whatever you want to call it, the logging site. And we do need stone, so these guys, we do need some stone being worked on over here. Do I have an actual PAL that can mine right now? That might be what we use our last slot for here. That's not what I want to do. I have, Cativa technically can. Got the Rush Ore, which, I mean, he'll probably be my best bet right now just because all he does is mine, so he'll constantly be mining. I might actually put this guy. So what do I got? I got a couple. I don't have any. I have one transporter, and then this guy here. So if I take him out for the Serpent, that might hurt me a little bit in terms of my transporting speed. So I don't know if I want to do that. I could put him in there, but this guy's also lucky, so the work speed's gonna be a little faster with him. Work speed, actually, this might be the way to go. He's got plus 30 on the work speed, and yeah, that's probably what we're gonna do. Yeah, we'll put him in here. Sorry, Falk, you're out of there, bud. Even though he's only level 1 water, he's level 2. I eventually I would like to use this guy unless I get someone better in the meantime. But just right now I need, with the limited space I have here at the actual base, I am kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say forced, but I'm significantly more inclined to keep these guys here because they can transport and they can do other things as well. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do there. Alright, this guy should be done smashing his head in here. Actually, he went. I need you to get this one down, bud. You know, I'll take care of it. It's fine. I got it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry yourself. I got it. I am also concerned, and I do remember one of the issues I had. Do you mind? Can we have a moment here? I do remember one of the issues I had with this particular location in the past. As I'm kind of looking here, I remember it. And that was these trees respawning. I had some issues with that where I would put these things down, these work centers and, you know, all that stuff. And then those trees would pop right back up in the middle of it. So I don't know if that was just a one-off or what, but we'll kind of see how it goes. And again, I'm not super concerned about it because we won't be here long. So if it is, it's just going to be a temporary inconvenience, and you know, we don't have to worry about it later. You know, eventually this will probably become some sort of a breeding base or farming base or something like that. You know, and then I'll obviously put floor down at that particular point. So that should take care of the problem, long term at least. So I'm just over here mining. I'm not even paying attention. I think we need 50, if I remember correctly, stone. That's not what I was going for. So we need, no, 50 wood. We need 20 stone. I think we needed 50 actually for this. Yeah, but we already got that. So, and then the crusher, we're going to need another 20. So, actually, we need some palladium maybe? No, we got the palladium. Just barely. We'll have enough. Yeah, we're good, actually. I'm just going to finish this up, though. Let's give us a little extra stone. So, yeah. So while I'm mining, had a pretty good day today. Hopefully you guys did as well. Hope everyone enjoyed whatever they did today. Hopefully they had tons of stuff to... Fwalk, hey buddy. Alright, anyways. Hope you had tons of stuff to do. Keep yourself busy, preoccupied. And I hope you got a lot of stuff done. Hope you enjoyed your day. Hope you found something, I don't want to say special, but something worthwhile to do. But yeah, glad you guys are back. Glad we're moving on with another episode here. Really happy with the way that the channel's going so far. Views, obviously we're not rolling in the views, but in terms of new channels, it's actually kind of, I don't want to say taken off because it really hasn't taken off, but it's I'm getting more views, I'll put it that way, than I thought I was going to start off. So that's awesome. Really appreciate the people that have stopped in to view and hang out and just enjoy the content. So hopefully they're enjoying the content, I guess I should say. But like I said, I know I am enjoying making it. I enjoy, you know, this game to begin with. So, you know, this kind of brings together two of my loves. You know, I went to school, I got a degree in journalism, and I, you know, was very good at editing and, you know, doing all that stuff through the journalism sector, but didn't end up pursuing it. But, you know, it's kind of been dormant in me for a while. You know, I used to do a lot of editing, stuff like that, and just kind of get out of the game with, you know, growing up and, you know, life being life. You know, it just kind of distracts you and, you know, doesn't let you get to do all the stuff that you enjoy, you know. So, especially when I didn't get a job in that particular field, you know. So, I have been kind of looking for an excuse to use my skill set in video editing and, you know, storytelling and all that stuff. And, you know, one day I was like, you know, I like editing and I want to edit. And then I'm like, how can I do that? You know, and I'm like, what else do I like? And video games, you know, I like video games. So this was this should have been a natural connection that I made, but it took me a long time to actually make that connection. You know, just using the excuse of not having time and, you know, all that stuff. And just came down to it, you know, like I do have the time. I just got to make the time, you know. So, and that's what I'm trying to do. So, like I said, I'm really excited to get into the channel and, you know, keep this going and just really see where it goes, you know, see, you know, the people that I might meet, you know, just kind of see how I, you know, grow and change over time here, you know. Obviously, when you're learning to do something like I am here with, you know, streaming and, you know, video posting and all that, you know, that's not something I've done before. So, I'm excited to see kind of how that kind of starts and plays out, and then obviously, you know, how it changes over time. So, but all right, so we got those 3 built. How much metal do I got? I don't have a lot of metal. So for now, I'll throw out a wooden chest here. This is where all of the wood and the stone will go. At least for now. Well, no, I might just do 2 separate boxes. We'll do another box. Let's not be cheap. Put a box here. This will be where my stone or my wood goes, and then the other box will be just the stone. So, yeah. So I like this feature too. This is something that they did not have since the very beginning with Palworld. It used to just be your pals would pick up whatever you guys harvest, or whatever you guys' pals would knock down. They would just pick them up and they would throw them anywhere. This, obviously, you can't necessarily 100% assign a box, but you can limit what actually goes into this box. So, like, if I only want wood to go in there, only wood, probably, from this here will go into here. Only wood for sure will go into here. There's nothing else that will go into here. But I'm just saying it'll probably come from this section, or, you know, if other trees grow and they need to chop them down, you know, that wood right there will end up in that chest. Now, with that being said, you also want to make sure, so we got stones, we'll put ores in here as well. I like to kind of lump those together. Probably, where did ingots go? Ingots. Yeah, so, but you also want to go back to your other boxes like this one here. And then I'll take wood, stone, ores, and ingots out of there. That way it kind of forces it to go into that particular box. And it won't mix in here. So let's get that done here. And now with that being said, also, I'm going to take this out, this out, this out. And we're going to empty out all the stone and stuff that we have in here and redistribute it over yonder. So, oh, you know what, man, I need a grappling gun so bad. What are we at? Oh, we're way over. I'm not even gonna pretend. We're just gonna slow move it. I'm sorry, guys. But this is a great way to keep your base organized, and it's just such a great mechanic, you know, that they introduced into the game after, you know, not having it, and it was just so unorganized before. These pals would just pick up anything and they would throw them just anywhere. it was just such a nightmare keeping any sort of, again, because I'm a very organized person when it comes to my inventories. When it comes to my base, when it comes to my boxes, all that stuff. So it was just a nightmare. It was absolutely a nightmare at first. I see that Foxbarks is getting hungry. So I'm assuming he fell off the cliff, maybe? He shouldn't be hungry. Where's he at? No, he's just chilling over there. What are you doing, bud? There's just 200 food in here. You stuck or what? There you go. That was weird. Should be going right to it, but anyways, all right. So we got that done. All right, and if you can remember all the way back into the last episode, or I think maybe even at the beginning of this episode, I might have touched on it again. Our goal is to get up in the air. So what that's going to be is, gotta put ores in here. What that's going to be is us doing all sorts of things, all sorts of tasks, all sorts of malarkey nonsense, whatever you want to call it, to get experience to get up to that level. So that is what we will be working on today. I don't like how my base is right now. Don't like it. I need... So let's update this. And then we need a hot spring. So actually we can knock that out too. So this will give us a couple... Where did the hot spring go? I think I saw it. There it is. Palladium, of course. We'll do a little mining here. This will help our stone situation out as well, but we'll also get some palladium from it. Yeah, so we'll be able to update this base, upgrade it, I should say. And that will give us... So we got one extra spot right now that's already open. I haven't filled it yet because I got distracted here. We should be able to build this hot spring. That will give us a second one. So I actually have two more pals that will, or two more pal spaces that we'll be able to fill with pals. I'm gonna put that, whatever the stupid pig's name is, drawing a blank. Oh, come on. Whatever, the pig. We'll throw the pig out there. And he is only mining, so he will literally go out there and he will only run from the mining site that I just created over there, and then to the food. That's it, just back and forth. He's all he's gonna do. He won't touch anything else, which is perfect. That's what I want. You know, sometimes you like just having specialized pals. You know, eventually we'll have an actual, whatever those things are called, the pal command centers, which I know I have unlocked. I just haven't built one. This guy, the monitoring stand. With that, you can actually assign pals to specific stations, and they won't even move. So that's their only job, is to do that stuff. You know, do whatever you tell it to do. So we'll get there eventually, but again, I'm just not putting a ton into this base right here. You know, stuff like that is just kind of slipping by. So, all right. So we got some arrows cooking here. So I can't update that. I almost messed up there. All right. So if I updated that, it's gonna take up my palladium. So. Don't have enough for that, so cool. Alright, this will finish up here, and then that will unlock my base update. So, what do we got here? 175 food, we're good for now. Alright, Rushor, that was who it was. So we'll throw him in there, and then he should go straight over and start chopping up some stone. And then as soon as we get the okay and all clear on that, perfect. I'm going to put him back to work over here. Get my arrows done. Alright, so let's upgrade the base. Now we have nothing updated here, so we'll probably just leave that as is for now. What else do I need? I don't need wood. I probably could use a good transporter here. This guy's pretty solid. So if I do that, though, I can take... I want to take Captiva out. I can take this guy out, actually. Stupid. Throw him in here. So now he will obviously be a fire pal, but he will also transport. So this guy should be... Yep, there he is. He's going and picking up all sorts of stuff, putting them in the boxes. Perfect. But I still have one more open spot. What else to do here? So this is kind of the struggle so far with this, trying out a new base location. You know, I'm not having some of the pals that I would normally have to start off, and that I'm kind of used to. So, which isn't necessarily a problem. Just takes a couple minutes for me to kind of think it through and kind of run through it in my brain here. So might just leave this open, honestly, right now. Or no, we're not gonna do that. I'm not gonna leave it open. I mean, I'd rather put a bad pal in there than leave it open, I guess. What do we got here? Yeah, I'm gonna put this guy in here instead. Don't need planting. Yeah, I'm gonna put him back out. Okay, perfect. So we got everything, at least for the time being. Got it kind of makeshifted and made in there, so we're good to go. Whoops, that's what I want to do. So, alright, awesome. So we got those. We got 5 stinking pal spheres, because I don't have Paldean. Once I start getting some stone, though, and that's, again, the, whatever the crusher is that we just made over here. Wherever it went, over here. Once we start getting more wood, we'll be able to take, not wood, I'm sorry, stone. We'll be able to take that and we'll be able to crush it into Paldium, which actually I can do right now. It's going to eat up all of our stone while we're on our little run here. We should be able to stockpile a little bit more. So, one other thing I wanted to do once this guy is done, it's taking a while, is I want to go to bed first. I want to upgrade my tools. I have still the stone pickaxe, the stone axe, all that stuff. I'd like to upgrade that into metal equipment. Just because I'm sick of chopping down stuff and it's taking forever. Whoa, what do we got going on here? No, they're attacking that guy. Okay. All good. Finish up here, bud. Perfect. So, like I said, we need... Did I not unlock it? I did. Oh, the high quality. Yeah, that's right. So we gotta build that first. See, it's just a rabbit hole, man. You go down so much. Just go down so many rabbit holes. Just unreal. Alright, so we got that. I could probably get rid of this now. Do I have the feed bag? Yes, I do. At some point here in the next couple episodes, actually, I want to go start doing a boss or two. We need some ancient civilization parts here. One for this grappling gun. I've obviously got enough right now. I need the Paldium right now is what I'm waiting for. But those parts are going to be important for building certain things, you know, especially I'm trying to draw memory here. So we got the grappling gun, obviously we'll need that. We need the condenser, which obviously we're not going to put down in this base. Would be just kind of a waste unless this ends up being the breeding base, but right now we won't put it down. Yeah, grappling gun down here. We gotta keep upgrading that. The PAL dimensional storage, which again we'll talk more about that when we get to the breeding sector of this playthrough. That's a great tool to use when you're trying to fully get fully condensed PALs, because all your duplicates you can just kind of pop that down and throw them in there. Keeps your PAL box a little bit more organized and clean. But man, we need a better PAL for mining for sure. Alright, so we got the metal axe. We'll get him out here working on that. cool. I don't know why I did that. The metal pickaxe should have been my first option, but that's alright. You know what? We'll go do this. We will not find any stone. There we go. We'll chop the stone up here. That'll use up our current pickaxe that we have. And then it'll be perfect timing for us to actually replace it. Yeah, I was hoping we were gonna get to level 21 in this episode. We're not moving as fast as I thought we were going to with our level ups. I do have some eggs that I do need to hatch. I believe that will also help us. So we'll knock that out here in just a second. Excuse me. Still feeling a little under the weather. Man, it's just this time of year. The weather, especially where we live up here. In the northeast, it's just they cannot decide if it wants to be warm, it wants to be cold. But we've had a couple good days in terms of the temperature, but still wreaking havoc on my I don't even know if it's sinus. It's not really even sinuses. It's just messing around with me, and I'm paying the price now. So all right, so let's hatch some eggs here. We'll go with the boring one, which is the common egg. We'll just get that one started. So like I said before, at I believe the first episode, the only thing that I really changed in terms of settings, I don't know if you want to call it cheating or whatever, but is the incubation time. You can see as soon as I put the egg in there, it's eligible to be hatched. It's just... especially with the amount of breeding that I do, you'll see as we go trying to get the perfect pals, and I'm sure, everyone eventually gets to that point where they do a lot of that. It's just, it's a nightmare when you're waiting the regular incubation times and all that stuff. Just, I find it not practical. And I'm not a big AFK person, so like I don't really like to be, away from the keyboard. Ooh, bushy. I like that. I don't like to be away from the keyboard and just letting the game run. I don't necessarily think that's cheating, but when I'm playing the game, I want to be playing the game. Like I want to be the one to earn and unlock stuff, not necessarily let the game just kind of do it itself. So with that being said, I don't want to just let my game run so all these eggs can pop out, then hatch. It's just, I don't know. I don't want to do that. I don't want to get in that habit. So that is why I make it where it's just you throw the egg in there and it's ready to hatch. So anyways, enough about that. I do want to say, I don't know if you guys heard that noise. Gunpowder, tomato plantation, and Vanworm saddle. We can get away from my inventory stuff. That was anticlimactic. What? Oh, I gotta make the stupid saddle. I'm an idiot. See, I've told you this many, many times. I'm dumb. There's some times where you guys are gonna be amazed at how good I am at this game. This is not one of them. There will also be times that you guys are amazed at how stupid I am at this game. This would be more in that criteria, or that sector. But that's alright. We'll get this. We'll cook up this iron. We'll be good to go. No harm, no foul. But either way, I'm still maintaining, this episode, we unlocked the saddle. That was my goal. We unlocked the saddle. To get up in the air, it'll come. So back to what I was saying about Vanworm. I think that was actually the last episode, but Vanworm is, I would probably say, the best early game flyer. I would consider him early game. The earliest one obviously is your Nightwing, and I think he's just junk, honestly. Some base uses here and there, but he's not a flyer. In my mind, he's not a great option. The Van Worm's actually he's got a little bit of speed. He can hold his own in terms of stamina a little bit. But I'm the type of person, I'll ride a Van Worm all the way up until I get a Ragnarok, and that's like 30 something, level 30 something, maybe early 40s. But I will use that Van Worm until that point. I don't see a lot of practical use mounts in between, when I get a Van Worm and when I go with that Ragnarok. The beacon is pretty solid, but I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the beacon. Good attacker. I've used it before for attacking, but not necessarily flying. But there's just so many better electric pals. So tend to go that way. I don't want to repair it. I'm just gonna replace it. This guy, I love the meat cleaver. Listen, there's just something about taking out your pal and butchering him. Something about it. Something magical about it. So, but I am definitely excited to get this pickaxe. For sure, for sure, for sure. Oh, come on. That's the type of stuff I was talking about last episode, where this controller just, like, it's not just this controller. I've tried multiple controllers. It's just not like it's fully compatible with the game. There's times where I will try to select things and it just doesn't do it. I have to back out, go all the way back through, start it again, try to go through that menu again, and it's a nightmare. Especially when you're trying to quick teleport like I was earlier. I didn't have the issue earlier in that particular instance, but there was that time where we were being attacked by that PAL trainer or whatever on accident. And we went to the teleporter, and I was clicking the wrong buttons on accident, even though I was clicking the right buttons. So, what are you doing, man? Get out of here. I don't need you doing that. I need him doing that. That's what he's good at. When I fought it long enough, I might just end up doing this. Why not? The more pals I get at the base, the more likely I'm going to need this. There's going to be some more confusion. So first things first, the Ragnar, or the Van Worm. I don't need you doing any fire. Cativa. Okay, we're good to go there. All right, perfect. See, that is one change that I've got to kind of get under control. And actually, this confirms what I was just talking about. Look at these trees. They're all back. I hate that. But what I was saying is I got to get in the habit of not using all of my resources. With this auto sort function, if there's none of them in the box, it won't transfer. So like you saw there, I had the ingots, or not the ingots, the ore, the iron. And because I didn't have any in this box, the space was right here. It would not auto deposit. So I have to make sure that when I cook up things like iron and all that, the furnace over here, I leave one. Will probably be the best way to do it. Just leave one there. That way there's still one that's actually in the box, and I can auto sort it. So, or auto teleport it, whatever you want to call it. So, all right. Well, I think, man, I can't think of anything else we really need to do right now. Like I said, our big thing was getting this Van Worm saddle. Actually, we might as well, let's finish that up. Where are we at here with that? We need Paldium. Let's go throw out the flock. Get him working here on this Paldium. Oh goodness, it's gonna take forever. Yeah, I'm not gonna have you guys sit here. So the opening scene in the next episode will probably, hopefully, me be riding a Van Worm. So it means I'll have this done and I'll have the saddle unlocked and learned. So, like I said, I try not to grind off screen. But there are times where, you know, just gonna do that, you know, little tiny stuff, things like chopping trees, you know, things like organizing my PAL box, you know, selling PALs, you know, stuff like that. Things that is just really dry and not entertaining. I'll go ahead and knock that out while you guys aren't here with me, and in between episodes. So, yeah, try to spare your guys' sanity. I'll suffer by myself. So, but with that being said, I think this is a good time for us to end this episode. In the next episode, now that we got a flyer, I feel like we can kind of go, we can kind of broaden our map a little bit, fill it in. I'd like to do some boss fights probably in the next episode. You know, I think one that we'll look at is Azurobe over here. Unlock this particular PAL. This is a decent water PAL to start off. Again, I may or may not use it in terms of my actual team, which I usually do. This is one that I usually keep on the team. But again, I want some diversity in this playthrough, so I might not use him, but I'll have him obviously in my base because he's a good waterer. You know, and then we'll hit, you know, Chillet, Penking over here, King Pekka maybe, depending on how far we level up. But I really just really need to kind of start getting into the grind for the bosses. So, see if we can get some Civ parts. So, and one thing I did forget, I got this guy. He's got good work speed. So you can see here, this guy is, what are we going to use him for? So he's pretty much good at a lot of stuff here. So he is a cedar. So I can probably replace this guy. Probably take out the Cativa. Need him. Yeah, I'll probably take out Cativa and put in Bushy. Bushy's pretty solid. Yeah, alright, I think I like that. I mean, I don't like it, but I think that I like that with the options that are given. So, but anyways, like I said, next time we'll try to unlock some of the map here, get that opened up. I think what we're gonna also try to do, like I said earlier, is try to hit some of the bosses, at least some of the lower tier bosses. We might end up going and taking down, where to go? Where am I at here? Taking down Grisbolt here, in the Rain Syndicate Tower. Yeah, I think we'll do that too. So, at least in the next 1 or 2 episodes. So it might not be the next one, but if not the next one, it'll probably be the following one after that. So, but with that being said, like I always say, thank you for stopping back in. I really appreciate the viewers. I really appreciate the support. Don't forget to drop a like and a subscribe. You know, obviously that's very important for all YouTubers and all streamers, especially where we are right now, just kind of starting out. We want to get the word out there, get as many people as we can, and really build a community here. That would be fantastic. But until then, it's all about you guys. You guys gotta watch, like, subscribe, get the word out, and get everyone in here. And then we can hopefully turn this into a booming channel. So, but with that being said, I appreciate you guys coming out, like I said, and you guys have a great day, night, afternoon, whatever time it is you're watching it. And we will see you on the next one.